Welcome back to a video that I honestly didn't really want to make just because of what we're going to be talking about here. But I think with recent events that have taken place, it is something that should be talked about, as it seems to have become somewhat part of the life cycle of the influencer or entertainment industry. And that part is essentially losing your fucking mind and doing something that just costs you everything, or what is also known as getting cancelled. And I'm not talking about getting cancelled from a racist tweet you made 8 years ago. I'm talking about shit that has legitimate consequences, such as, I don't know, promoting scams, inappropriately interacting with minors, that seems to be a classic. You know, those types of things. And this pattern of behavior has become so prevalent, so common nowadays, that it's literally a running joke on the internet that as soon as a YouTuber or streamer or some celebrity becomes famous, that it's only a matter of time before they get caught talking to a minor or peddling some scam, or just genuinely crashing out and going insane. It's like as soon as someone hits 1 million subs, there's just a timer that starts ticking down the days until they screw up. Like, it's gotten to the point where we find out some influencer has turned out to be a creep who texts kids or sells out for a crypto scam. And it's not even surprising anymore because so many others have been caught doing this sort of stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not saying every or even most influencers or entertainers are like this. However, there has been quite an alarming trend that's been going on over the past several years of people in this kind of industry, in which their mental health just deteriorates to the point where they do some crazy shit. And that just leads me to believe that the majority of people cannot handle fame and success or just being in this industry for very long. I don't mean to get all psychological, but we as humans are built with that social need, and the desire to become famous or well-connected is something that exists within a lot of us. And now that the age of the internet is around, everyone's trying to get their 5 seconds of fame. In fact, we've seen people go to extreme and downright horrific lengths just to get their time in the spotlight. And although only a fraction of them actually succeed, maintaining that success is really the hardest part. Everyone wants to be famous or go viral, but not many actually think about what you have to do to get there or what you have to do to stay there. They also don't talk about the toll that it can take on somebody. Now believe me, I am not at all trying to defend or justify the actions of any of these people, whether it be Dr. Disrespect or Ava Chris Tyson or whoever else. Obviously, what's been happening with celebrities exploiting minors or getting in personal contact with them or doing other detestable things is a problem, but I don't think this is something they do just because of a lack of brain cells. Right? Like, these people have pretty much made it and have everything and they just throw it all away. But it isn't something that just happens overnight. I think that mental health is the main reason as to why stuff like this happens. I mean, you got a pretty big following and it's just the rules of being in that position. That being that you have to constantly entertain, constantly provide something to bring people in, and to maintain the brand that you've made for yourself. And there's this pressure that's put on you that if you aren't at the top of your game, then you'll be forgotten, you'll be replaced, all those different things. And I think most people just can't handle that for very long. Some may have personal things that happen in their lives that may lead to them developing problems. Others may just get lost in the sauce and end up doing something dumb. While others are just genuinely bad people who use their position and influence to exploit others and only benefit themselves, and who shouldn't have an audience in the first place. And I think this happens mainly with YouTubers, streamers, and hell, even in the music industry, because a lot of times these people's main audiences consist of children or teenagers, who are probably more likely to go out of their way to communicate with or get in touch with their favorite content creator than a grown adult. And then shit just spirals out of control from there. I don't get why the interest in children, but we never really see those red flags or warning signs because all this stuff happens behind closed doors when the cameras are off. And when people who are more at risk of being exploited, for instance children, are in these chats or Discord servers, I think it's only a matter of time before something happens. And a lot of these influential people will often use their power and fame to intimidate their victims from exposing them sooner. And with this MrBeast situation that's been unfolding, not just with the Chris Tyson issue, but also with him rigging challenges, faking giveaways, and all the other stuff that's coming out, all this proves that no one is really 100% guaranteed to not have any skeletons in the closet, Like, who would have thought that the poster boy of YouTube, MrBeast, someone who was believed to be one of the few bright spots of the internet, someone who does amazing things like curing people of blindness and giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars, would actually turn out to be a fraud who has done very dishonest and detestable things for who knows how long. Now listen, I don't think that if someone has done something bad that it just destroys all the good that they've done. It might have more weight, but I don't think it outright destroys and nullifies all of the good they may have done. Naturally, it's on a case-by-case basis and how extreme what they did actually was, but if it's continuous behavior and deceit that's just now being revealed, then I think that's something completely different and needs to be called out. At the end of the day, these celebrities are just people. There's good ones and bad ones. No one is infallible, and we shouldn't expect them to be. I think the industry itself just isn't healthy for people, and of course it's infuriating and upsetting when we find out that some of our favorite entertainers are just creeps or scammers. But I do think that bringing attention to the unacceptable and disgusting things that these people get caught doing and holding them accountable is definitely worth it. You just never know who's gonna be next. Thanks for watching.